It's 6 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everybody to our first Zoom event for Club W. North Kansas City Hospital and Club W are pleased to provide you with this opportunity to enjoy comedian Amy Barnes, which we know is a Club W favorite. Amy has some interesting insights and plenty of opportunities to laugh. Club W connects women of all ages around a common goal: living healthier and happier. So let's make tonight a happier time by enjoying Amy Barnes together. Let's get started.
Hello, Club W. My name is Amy Barnes, and I am here with something special just for you. I was so disappointed that our night out had to be postponed again, but that is not going to stop us from celebrating and bringing some holiday cheer. So this is your holiday special. You can tell that it's a holiday special because of my red lipstick and my red shirt, and of course the tree. I am going to share all my best tips, tricks, and tales for a super special holiday season that not even COVID can stop. That kind of sounded like the intro to a Martha Stewart special, didn't it? This is going to be nothing like that. That was very misleading. You probably aren't going to want to write anything that I say down, but we are going to have a good time. I promise. So pause that Hallmark Christmas movie, grab yourself some nog, and let's get started. Hi ladies, here I am back with my nog, and before we get started today, I just have to say this is probably one of the strangest things I have ever done in my career. I am standing in my living room next to my Christmas tree about to tell jokes to a camera. Hopefully you're laughing at those jokes. I assume that you are. In my head, you will be laughing, but I don't know for sure. I want you to laugh because that's your portion. That's what you're supposed to get out of this event. So if you're not, maybe you could just think back over the week that has just passed and think of something that was really funny that happened that made you laugh this week. Then you'll be laughing and we'll all be getting what we hope to out of the show. Okay? I'm not sure how you ended up here tonight, but I'm glad you're here. Maybe you planned to be here. Maybe a friend invited you to be here. Maybe you've watched every episode of The Crown. You have nothing left to watch, and that's why you're here tonight. Either way, I'm glad you're here because it's so important for us to be together as women, and we haven't gotten to do very much of that over the last 9 months, have we? Especially when these fun things we plan to do together keep getting canceled. We need each other. We play a very important role in one another's lives, specifically like stopping one another from doing really dumb things. I have friends in my life who stop me from all kinds of things. Like when I'm about to volunteer to be the PTA president, I've got a friend who'll throw it at my arm to stop me from doing that. And I just felt so bad through COVID that I couldn't stop some of my friends from making really serious life-changing decisions. Regret it ever since. For instance, several of my friends cut their own bangs. That's always a mistake, and a good friend will stop. So hopefully tonight you're enjoying this with somebody else. Maybe you just have a friend on FaceTime while you're watching this, but be together because we need each other. Over this past month, my husband and I, we celebrated our 18th wedding anniversary. It's 18 years for us. I know a lot of you have celebrated your wedding anniversaries during this holiday season. It's a magical time to get married, and it's a lot less expensive because the decorations are already up, right? For the frugal bride among us. But it's 18 years officially for my husband and I, but we've decided, since we were locked in the house together for the last 9 months, to call it 38. We believe we deserve credit for 38 because those months are like dog years for marriage. And ironically, the traditional wedding anniversary gift for 38 years is time apart. It's time apart. That's what it is. I'm so thankful for all you healthcare workers and you frontline responders out there. So thankful, mostly because I needed you over this past year, and I was so grateful that you were there to take care of me. I had a little accident and ended up in the ER. I was actually walking down the stairs to our basement, and I slipped, and I dislocated my shoulder. My husband raced me to the hospital, and the first question they asked me when I got to the hospital was, is this illness or injury COVID related? I had to think about that, right? I was walking down the stairs to organize some shelves in my basement, which had sat unorganized for the past 10 years. Had it not been for COVID, those shelves would still be disorganized and I would not be in the hospital. So yes, this is COVID related. Check that box. I'm also really thankful that flour is back in stock at my store because we need it for Christmas. We do so much baking at our house, cookies and pies and breads, and we need flour. And I did not know what we were going to do if it didn't come back, but it is here in time for the holiday season. I don't know why we ran out of flour at the stores. The only thing I could think of is that maybe all those keto people fell off the bandwagon at the same time, which I understand because there's no way you're going to make it through COVID without carbs, right? If I'm going to suffer through a pandemic, I'm going to need more than bacon and butter. And our store also ran out of yeast. Funny story. I didn't actually know that you could buy yeast. I thought it was something you just discovered at the back of a drawer. Like a previous homeowner had left it there and you find it and you see that ancient expiration date. You mix up a batch of dough, you throw it in, you cross your fingers, you see what happens. But turns out you can buy it. You can buy it at the grocery store. I didn't even know where it was at the grocery store until it was gone. I was pushing my cart down the aisle one day and I saw the hole on the shelf. So I panicked and I leaned in closer and I said, yeast. Yeast goes there. It's gone. So I must need some. So I started texting all my friends like, hey, wherever you're at, if you're at the drugstore, if you're at the gas station, see if you find yeast. If you find it, buy it all. Amy, what do you need yeast for? I don't know, but it's gone. So I probably got to have it. I got a refrigerator full of yeast now that the next homeowner's going to find in the back of a drawer. Whatever you do, don't be like my friends who panicked and made sourdough starter. That is never the answer to your problems, sourdough starter. You don't want to be the sourdough starter lady. Having sourdough starter is like owning a gremlin, right? It will take over your refrigerator. You won't have a moment's peace. You'll wake up in cold sweats in the middle of the night wondering, did I remember to feed it? I was supposed to do something with it, right? I was supposed to like split it, turn it over, bake it, something. And then you have so much of it that you have to get rid of it. So you become the sourdough starter pusher. Hey, just take a piece. Let me get you started. You're going to love it. It's going to change your life. Tell your friends, I got more. It's more where that came from. I like to cook things that my grandma passed down, but I've realized over the years that her recipes aren't amazing. I think it's because, unlike the internet, my grandma didn't have any honest reviews. You didn't give grandma anything less than 5 stars, or you didn't eat, right? There's better recipes on the internet. And I'd like to replace my grandma's recipes with those, try to pass them off on the rest of the families if they're hers. They'll ask us, like, this doesn't taste like grandma's. It doesn't taste exactly. Well, maybe you've been making it wrong all these years. Did you think of that? Did you think of that? Or, you know, grandma, before she passed, she did tell me her secret ingredient because she liked me best. Grandma. I will say that internet recipes are frustrating to read because they're so long. I don't know why. You know, you need to write an essay to give me a recipe. Bread does not need a backstory. There's so many words, right? A recipe should be ingredients and instructions. That's it, right? I literally Googled 15-minute chicken, and then I had to clear my schedule for the rest of the day. That's not right, right? That's not right. I just want to make a casserole. I don't want to check my reading comprehension at the same time. I just want to make the casserole. So I know this Christmas is not like any other Christmas that we've ever celebrated before. And I feel like the gift giving has been really difficult this year because people that are already really hard to buy for, it's gotten even harder this year. And since I have had so much time to think about that over the last few months, I thought I would share my gift list with you in the hopes that maybe it inspires you and helps you out, save you a little bit of time this Christmas season. So one of the things that I'm giving a whole bunch of my friends and family this year is a life-size cutout of me. It actually has a speaker attached to it. It says pre-recorded phrases, so it's like I'm actually there. I may not be with you on Christmas this year, but I can still make sarcastic remarks about your deep fried turkey. You're welcome. I've also assembled quite a few gift baskets for Christmas this year, and they're filled with Clorox wipes and yeast and flour and toilet paper and all of the things that I hoarded that I didn't actually need. It is both a gift and an apology. I'm sorry I lost my mind. Here's all the stuff you couldn't find at Costco for 3 months. I'm not calling it regifting. I'm calling it unhoarding. I'm unhoarding for you this Christmas. And finally, this is an idea that I had. It's actually handmade if you like to make your own Christmas gifts. It's a face mask with baked goods in it. Imagine how great that would be if every time you put a face mask on, there was something tasty inside it, right? If you're going to cover your mouth, there should be something in it. You can encourage hygienic behavior with salted caramel or a toffee. People can follow the rules and enjoy a thoughtfully baked Christmas cookie. Isn't that a great idea? All right. When I'm giving gifts to my kids, I try to follow that old adage, like something they want, something they need, something to wear, something to read. But that last one is really hard because my kids don't like to read. Isn't that terrible? They don't like to read. That would be like the equivalent of putting coal in their stocking if I gave them a book, I think. I feel really bad about that. It's probably my fault. But they look at reading like they do their reading to earn minutes to do other things, kind of like how prisoners trade good behavior for time on the yard, right? That is how my kids view reading. And recently, my daughter told me that she would like me to start paying her to read. She says that her friends' parents pay them to read. That's what they do. I think, how does that benefit me? Right? I mean, if you want to get paid to read, maybe read the air conditioning manual. Right? If you could fix that before the repairman gets here, that'll earn you a couple of bucks. Right? She says that she'll read books, it'll make her smarter, and then she'll get into a better college. Again, I say, how does that benefit me? I'd rather she stay dumb and I retire early. Better college equals more money, right? If the choice is between the Harvard mom hoodie and the house in Hawaii, I choose vocational school. You can do that. Audible is another good Christmas gift. Have you given someone that before? Have you discovered Audible? I love Audible, but I have some friends who will say to me, I read a book on Audible. That is incorrect. Factually incorrect. You cannot read a book on Audible. You can listen to a book on Audible. You can hear a book on Audible. You have literally sat and done nothing while someone else reads a book on Audible. That is Audible. But I love it. It's like grown-up bedtime stories, the Audible. If you haven't tried it, you should. I want someone to read everything to me now. I was at a restaurant recently and the waiter came up to me and tried to hand me a menu and I waved him off. So like, no, I'd like you to read that to me, please. And could you do that on 1.5 speed? Just so we get to the desserts a little bit faster. Just a little bit faster. My sister and brother-in-law, just before COVID started, they moved into a tiny home. Really good timing to cut your square footage, I think, with your husband to move into a tiny home. I don't feel like it screams hospitality, the tiny home. It was like they were saying to all of us, hey, you go ahead and host Thanksgiving. Because if they have a dinner party, someone's got to sit on the toilet. That is dual purpose seating in the tiny home. I told her that this is not a new thing. You know, she's pretty proud of her tiny home, thinks it's the most amazing thing that ever was. I was like, listen, this is not a new thing. We just used to call them mobile homes. homes. Oh, Amy, this is not a mobile home park. It's a tiny home village. Yeah, okay. And you're not trailer trash. You're cottage compost. That's what I'm going to call you now. I don't like it, and I couldn't live in it because they never have room for a proper bed or a bedroom in the tiny home. They always have to put it up in a loft, right? You have to climb. When I say that I'm going to climb into bed, what I mean is fall. I want to fall into bed. I would tip over into bed. I'm tired at bedtime. I don't want to have to rope up and get a pack and a Sherpa just to take a little nap. It doesn't ever work for me. I think it's strange that in this country we're making everything smaller. Don't you think that's strange? I mean, like we've got the tiny homes and the teacup poodles and the smart cars, but the people are getting huge. I'm just waiting to hear somebody say, honey, does this house make me look fat? Yeah, it does, because it's tiny and you're huge by comparison. Have you ever heard one of those stories on the news where like someone gains so much weight they have to cut them out of their house? Imagine how quickly that would happen in a tiny home. Did you hear about Amy? She gained 30 pounds. They had to cut her out of her house. I'd like to write the real estate ads for tiny homes. I'd be good at that. Well, it's smaller than a garage, but it's bigger than a coffin. Come and make your home in a tiny home. They never do a tiny home where are they now specials. I'd like to see those, especially after COVID. The people that bought them right before that and then got locked down in them for 9 months. I'd like to see a where are they now. When we last saw Janet and Steve, they just moved into their 400 square foot tiny home. Let's see how they're doing. Well, we love our tiny home. We only had to make one small modification. We added 3,000 square feet. All right, ladies, this is the part of the show where I get to sing some songs for you. And I hope it is as much fun for you at home as it is for me here in my living room in front of my fireplace. And I thought long and hard about what songs you might need to hear right now where you're at, what you're going through. And that's a hard question to answer. But I was talking to some friends this last week who, because it's been such a traumatic year for their kids, they were thinking about getting them the puppy for Christmas to have that big Christmas morning puppy reveal and the big reaction from the kids. And as someone who did that last year for Christmas, I thought the best thing I could do for all of you maybe considering that gift is write a song about our experience so you can draw from what we have been through. And as I was writing a song about this Christmas puppy experience, I thought, what kind of song do I need to write? And I thought for sure this needs to be a country song because it's a song about regret. You know what I'm talking about. So here we go. Christmas morning puppy. She looks so cute in the window of the mall pet store. Now, I know that is not politically correct to buy a puppy at a mall pet store. It's just that it's really hard to rhyme with Humane Society holiday pet adoption event. So we went with the mall pet store. But before you write me letters about that, that's not where we got the dog. Okay. One more time. She looks so cute in the window of the mall pet store. Her puppy eyes like a tractor beam into my heart they bore. Well, Mom and Dad were great big heroes on Christmas morn. And reality said we got a dog. We got a dog, and we're sorry. Apparently, a family.
Just a quick reminder to everybody to please mute your lines. Sorry, everybody. Here we go.
Cute in the window of the mall pet store. Her puppy eyes like a tractor beam into my heart they bore. Well, Mom and Dad were great big heroes on Christmas morn. And reality said we got a dog. We got a dog, and we're sorry, but you can't return a dog. 'Cause apparently They got a dog. They hook her up to a little cart. She probably pulls stuff for him. I don't know. They got a dog, and they're sorry, but you can't return a dog. 'Cause just like kids, they're family, and returning them is wrong. Well, there ain't no fun to drop her off like it did when we were kids. They got a dog forever, or at least as long as that dog lives. Seriously, she should watch her back right now. Now, puppies are adorable and lots of fun to hug, which helps with overlooking all the damage to your rugs. But beware, those cuddly puppies can be like a gateway drug, 'cause it never seems to stop with just that one dog. We got a dog, we got a cat, they talked us into speckled rats. We got a gecko, got a snake, got more rats than that snake. We got some chickens for their eggs when they stopped laying for their legs. They were quite delicious, I will say. But no, we didn't learn. But don't we ever learn? No, we didn't learn. We got another dog. This next song is an autobiographical account of the first time I hosted Christmas dinner, and also the last time I was allowed to host Christmas dinner. Deep fried bird, much too tough, overcooked, understuffed, yeah, but gravy changes everything. I can hear my mama say, crunchy potatoes on a plate, yeah, some gravy can change everything. Gravy can change everything, and I cry, 'cause it's oh so dry. Cousin calls, she's coming soon, bringing friends, yeah, there's not room, but gravy stretches everything, gravy stretches everything. The family's all gather around, but they don't know I burned the kitchen down. Yeah, the smell of gravy covers everything. Gravy covers everything. And there's pie. Everybody knows how I feel about pie. Grandpa's pants, Grandma's gown, once bright white, now dark brown, 'cause gravy changes everything. If you do as I did, then you'll never have to host again. Gravy changes everything. See, gravy can change anything. Christmas dinner. I have one more song for you ladies tonight. This is a song that I wrote quite some time ago, and I never actually performed it. I just kind of put it away and forgot about it. And then after being stuck at home for so many months and having my kids here and all that time that we have gotten to spend together, I just realized how relevant this song is right now. So I pulled it out. I'm going to do it for you tonight. Here we go. When I was young, before my daughter and my son, making lunch was just for one. yourself anymore. Merry Christmas.
Okay, well, that was great. Thank you so much for enjoying this Club W event, and look out for our next Zoom event, Tea and Tour, on December 15th at 6 p.m. If you're not a member of Club W, please join us at clubwkc.com and watch out for other Club W virtual events and activities coming soon. Thank you so much and have a nice evening. Bye, everyone.